with a new set of leaders, many of whom are more congenial to the ideas of limited government and free markets than had been previously the case, we decided at the Locke Foundation it was time to kind of step back, put some of our biggest ideas into a different form, and present the governor and the legislature and the political class in Raleigh with a book, First in Freedom, that outlines an agenda for economic growth and the rediscovery of liberty in our state.
One of the key components and chapters in First in Freedom has to do with tax reform. Now, I got to tell you, we have heard, yes, we're going to reform the tax system for years and years and years. It appears it might really happen in this legislative session. Tell us about the recommendations for reform.
Well, I've been involved in state public policy since 1989. I have personally served on a couple of tax reform panels. I've been involved in these conversations for many years. This is the biggest opportunity for fundamental tax reform that I have ever seen. Now, that doesn't mean the final legislation will have everything in it that I would like or other longtime advocates of tax reform would like, but I think there will be a bill that will be passed from the legislature and signed by the governor, and it will make substantial changes to North Carolina's tax code. The main thing you want to look at is how does our tax code affect the competitiveness of North Carolina's economy? Now, there are other reasons to reform taxes. You can reform taxes to make them more transparent or to make them fairer so that people in like circumstances pay the same amount of tax. Or you could reform it for some other reason, administrative efficiency. But the main motivation in this wave of tax reform talk is job creation. It's economic growth. And that's the most compelling reason to reform the tax code. That's going to involve some way to reduce or eliminate the marginal tax rate that we apply on income that is saved and invested.